Now that's not a good noise, now is it? Damn it! Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. Now, before you yell at me in the comments, I know it's not good to run your brake pads to the metal. The thing is, Chewy is scheduled for a full service in about 1500 kilometers or 2 weeks. And I was planning to change the brake rotor and the pads at that service. Now unfortunately the pads, they're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it another 1500 kilometers, let's be real here. They're already metal on metal and making an incredible racket. So I have the pads, the rest of the parts, because I have to change some things in the transmission as well. They haven't arrived yet, but I have the pads. And after seeing tens of videos on YouTube on how to change brake pads on cars, on bikes, on scooters, on everything, I feel I'm a worthy mechanic to try this myself. Never done it. We'll see how it goes. So let's head back home and change these brake pads. All right, so we're back at base camp. Now, seeing from all the videos on YouTube, it's basically just take off the caliper, take off the old brake pads, put the new ones back in, put the caliper back. I mean, how hard can it be? Oh, you fighter! All right, so what are we gonna need for this? Well, we're gonna need OEM brake pads. Instead of ratchets, a big ass screwdriver, some pliers, a hammer, two, some WD-40, because if we're already working on our vehicle, we might as well lube up, let's say the side stand. Yeah, we're gonna need to lube up the side stand. That needs to be done. And some energy drink, because I think it's gonna take a while. All right, let's get to it. Now, a small disclaimer, this video is not brought to you by Hell. I just really enjoy their drink. Also, this video is not brought to you by SYM. They're just really awesome guys. So if you're in the market for a scooter and you live in Romania or the eastern part of Europe, hit them up. I'll leave a link to their website in the description. Now, first step, let's take off this brake caliper. Right, that's 12. Oh, yeah. Damn it. Come on. Okay. Damn it! Okay. Now the problem we may face is that this brake disc is properly worn. It has a lip, and it's gonna be hard to get the pads out, or the entire caliper, I should say. That's why we need a screwdriver, so we can pry it. Come on. Okay. Come on. God damn it. I'm trying to push the pistons back in a little. And there you go. Caliper out. Now, while the pads are still in, as you can see, these are the pistons. And they're currently fully extended. When we're gonna put the new pads in, they're thicker. Just a second. The new pads are much thicker, and if we don't push them in, they're not gonna go over the brake disc when we try to put everything back together. And I think it's gonna be easier with the pads still in place, because I can put my screwdriver and push them back in. Come on. Okay. Oh, you fighter! Be mindful of the brake hose. The trick is, don't try to push them back quickly. Constant pressure will get them back in. Just like that. Constant pressure. And see, now they're back in. Also be mindful, this is a 2-piston caliper. So when you push, you have to push one a little bit, the other one a little bit. Try to push them back together. Alright, now let's get the brake pads out, the old ones. Okay, to get the pads out, I think we have to undo this one, because on the new pads, as you can see, they have these holes, and I'm guessing, I think you can see, yeah, there they are, 2 pins running through the pads to keep them in place. It would have been a lot easier to loosen them up a bit while the caliper was still mounted, but it was doable. Let's see. They should start coming off. Right? Need to unscrew them a little bit more. Oh, nice. And off comes the first one. Come on. Oh, you fighter. And the second one. Now, they were properly worn. Let's see, for comparison, the new one and the old one. Yep, I think this is what you call cooked, officially cooked. Now, also what you have to be mindful is that on this model, apparently, at least I don't know any other scooters if they have the same, the front pads are keyed. One of them is keyed, so one goes on one side, the other goes on this side. You cannot mix them up, so you have to be careful of that. All right, putting them back in. First, the outside one, it has, let me show you, a small metal clip that keeps it tensioned. So I'm guessing just put it here, push on it. Yep, there we go. Line it up with the holes. Let's get the pins back through it gently. Right, pins are back through them. Okay, this moves. I guess this is the slider, right? Now the second one, this key goes around this part. So yeah, like this. Oh yeah, like this, and slide it. And it's also spring loaded, so yeah. Get the pin through it. There we go. And the second one. Right. I think we still need a little bit more distance. Come on. Yeah, now it will go over the brake disc. Good. Tighten this a little bit. All right, the pins are tight, the pads have distance between them. Let's try and put the caliper back on. I think, yeah, it went, yeah, like this. All right. Okay. Let's get this properly tight. Okay. Wheel moves freely. before you go out on a test ride, you have to remember that the pads are quite a bit, they have a bit of distance to the brake disc. We don't need to air out the system, we don't need to bleed the brakes, because we didn't open up the caliper, we didn't touch the brake line, and we didn't touch the lever up, the cylinder, the brake cylinder. So yeah, but what you have to do is take your lever and pump it a couple of times. There we go, until it gets nice and hard. Yeah, so you pump it a little bit to make it hard. Right. Okay, now it's properly hard. Also, if you look, I don't know if you can see this. Let's see, I'll try to, just let me get some light. All right, if you see this, wait. If you see this, this is the brake fluid reservoir. Now, when I started this, I forgot to show you, it was almost on minimum. Now it's full. That's because we pushed the pistons, the caliper pistons, back in, and fluid came back into the reservoir. If your brakes are worn and you're on the reservoir eyesight, you see the fluid is low, do not top up the fluid until you've changed your pads and your rotor, for that matter, if they're both worn. Just to keep that in mind. Also, like I said, we need to lube this up. That's no bueno. No, that's properly bad. Now, before you go bombing down the road on your freshly changed brake pads that you changed yourself, I urge a bit of caution, because as we know, brake pads have to be bedded in. So go to roads close to your home that are more quiet, more remote, and just use the brakes a little bit so you can bed in the pads. Look, first brake on your pads, nothing. Here they come, No cars behind me. Accelerate a little bit more, brake again, better. Also, what you can do, you can hold the accelerator and the brake just a little bit, and more and more and more. Perfect. This heats up the pads a little bit, heat cycles them a few times, and it helps them to bed in quicker. Right, now we're getting some brake force. The inspiration for this video came from Tavarish's YouTube channel, and as he would put it, on a scooter like this, that's your main workhorse and your main source of income, you need to wrench every day. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, like it. If you want to see more content, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna have reviews, rants, vlogs, tours, whatever I can come up with. As always, take care out there and ride safe. Goodbye. Sorted.